So we're approaching Winnall Roundabout again from the Winnall Trading Estate end, and our intention this time is to take the simple first exit, the A34 Newbury direction. So it's a simple left-hand approach, as the route boards here tell us. And the floor markings, dedicated left-hand lane, so left signal positioning left, holding back on the Luton van ahead of us to maintain our space either side of it. Just taking the car out of gear to get the benefits of some stop-start economy, and just frequently scanning the mirrors. When the lights change to amber, I will reselect first gear, and that will start the engine as soon as the clutch goes down, and get the car prepared, ready to move. We'll then be mirror scanning to check for any motorcyclists filtering through, and then be looking to the right before turning to the left, just to make sure nobody's jumped the light. So we're checking all three mirrors, looking to the right, and we're clear. Short shifting into second gear, so we're driving onto the hazard in a flexible gear, just watching the position of that red car. We can see we're joining a clear way, and the speed limit is actually 60 miles an hour. And it's a good place to park legally and watch any videos like this before planning your route through, so you can watch videos safely when you're parked up, and so you get a drink if you've done a lot of driver training and need a break. So it's an ideal spot. So we're now approaching Winnall Interchange, and our intention is to go effectively straight ahead. So that's the A272. So you can see from the route board here, we are positioning in lane 3 on approach. The lights will hold us, and so we are going to spiral out. We're in lane 3 at the moment. As we move forward, we should move into what becomes the middle lane, and before then going extreme outside lane, so lane 1 of the 3, as we pass the M3 North exit. So that's the plan. What we have to be very careful of here is this route is often confused, so we have to very actively check our left-hand mirror and left-hand shoulder before moving the car across. So I'm doing that now. One lane move. There's the M3 North exit. We exit wide and position the car for our exit. Lights are just changing. Checking that junction, checking the car is not overshooting, and continuing through. Cancelling the signal. National speed limit, we're checking the mirrors. And our intention this time is to take the M3 to Southampton, Bournemouth and Portsmouth. As you can see from the route boards, that is the extreme right-hand lane. Traffic lights are changing, so we are going to have to hold here, which is quite good. It gives us a chance to have a look at the lane markings. So we've got 3 lanes on approach here. The first of those flow round to the A34 Newbury. The M3 to London and Basingstoke. This right hand of the 3 lanes enables us to either take to the centre disc, as we will be doing on this pass, and go round the roundabout and then down the M3 towards Southampton, or alternatively from this lane we could take the middle lane, so where that heavy articulated vehicle is in the middle of the 3 lanes, this lane really allows us to go there also if we are going straight ahead. But that particular route is one that is often confused on Winnall Roundabout, so that particular route has to be approached with caution. Scanning all 3 mirrors and shoulders, scanning to the right, nobody's overshooting the junction, so I'm happy to proceed. The lights are just changing. I'm going to short shift a second while my wheels are straight, checking the yellow box junction, and again not going up the inside of this heavy. Remaining in the inside lane, signal on. And if we look to the floor markings, we can see Winnall and M3. So again, we are joining the M3. I'm putting a left-hand signal on now. I can check the mirror in lane 2 of the 2 approach lanes. So now we've got a give way line at the end here, but unlike most give way lines where we're reducing speed, on a slip road we're looking to match the speed, the prevailing speed of that traffic. And as we can see today, just checking my right-hand mirror and right shoulder before slotting in. So our intention is to go straight across to Winnall Trading Estate. So we've got Southampton is the first exit, Winnall becomes the second exit, Winnall Trading Estate, as you can see there. So we are going to approach in the left-hand lane of the 2, but with no signal on at this stage. Now as we look through to the route board, concentrate on my approach at the moment. Check the blue car ahead of us is cleared. But while I'm talking, if you can have a look at the green route board that's directly in front of us at the moment. So blue car has cleared, my gap is there, just checking the blue car has gone, mirror sweeping. And we're taking lane 1 of the 2. What you will have seen from the green route board, as that blue car has just noted, you can approach Winnall in either of these 2 lanes. So we could have approached in the right lane, though it's preferable not to change lanes on the roundabout. If you can pick the lane you want. I'm holding back on this heavy, it's an articulated heavy. Just want to make sure it has space for wherever it needs to go. Really dangerous to go alongside a vehicle of that size. Depending on which nationality it is and which side the driver is sitting, they may not have a view of you in their blind spot. And as we said, something like that, a very large vehicle often needs to take an unusual course around roundabouts. So if you position yourself alongside, that's when things get squished. So avoid that. Our intention is to take the A34 to Newbury. So there's the route board. And we're going to be approaching this in the right-hand lane. So right signal moving to the right hand of the 2 lanes in the duals. And we'll bring the car to a halt. If we take a view of the route board, we can see that the A34 can be approached in either the middle or the right hand of the 3 lanes. So I'm just looking for my gap now. Our intention will be to take the middle of the 3 lanes when the gap arrives. My head is now very much pointing to the right. So Winnall is traffic light controlled, so we know a gap will appear eventually. Scanning our mirrors actively as we take this middle lane. Just in case anybody had made a mistake and tried to move into this lane from lane 1 of the 2 on approach, but everything was fine. But it is very important on a roundabout to be totally aware of what's going on around you at all times. People do make mistakes, we all make mistakes. Not familiar with an area, so we stay in the left hand of the 2 A34 lanes. At this point we change our what was a right hand signal to a left hand signal, as we have just passed the exit before the one we intend to take. So we've passed Winnall exit, so I'm in first gear, short shifting up to second before the jaws of that junction, so we're in a flexible gear now to drive through it. We'll note it's a clear way and it's a 60-mile-an-hour speed limit on this stretch. So, and we can start to see through the hedgerow of a main carriageway. So it's important that we get the car up to 50 miles an hour because traffic on the main carriageway will already be doing those speeds, and we're looking to match our speed. So we're looking to slot seamlessly into a gap. So I'm constantly scanning my right hand mirror, checking the right hand shoulder so there's nobody in my blind spot, but also being mindful of brake lights maybe coming on now as we can see the sign for the roundabout. I'm putting my signal on now, telling people of my intention, final shoulder check before moving the car into lane one of the two. See, we've got a bend to the right and then the left, and it's traffic light controlled. And our intention is to take the second exit. So if we start having a look at the route board here, we want the A34 Southampton, which is the second exit. So the first exit goes to the M3. Traffic lights are currently green. Checking my mirrors in case they should change. Yellow box junction is clear. We can flow straight on. There's the first exit. So at this point, we check our mirror, put a left-hand signal on. Have a quick scan to the left to see if the motorway is flowing. The lights are currently green. Checking our mirrors in case they were to have changed. Still got that left-hand signal on. And now we have all four wheels in the junction. We can cancel that signal. So we want to ensure that we are matching the speed of the traffic already on that carriageway. As we can see, it's flowing, so they should all be doing around 50 miles an hour. They're adhering to the speed limit. So when joining from a road like this, our approach, we look to match our speed and then look for a gap, and then we can just slot seamlessly into that gap. So I'm checking right hand mirror, right shoulder, and there is the gap. So quite simply, we slot across and match the speed and haven't disrupted anybody else's flow. Our intention at the roundabout, which is traffic light control, is to turn right to Winnall Trading Estate. So again, right mirror, right shoulder before moving the car across. 300-yard marker board, checking the mirrors, confirming our intention to turn right with the right hand signal. Mirror signal position, we're in the speed phase. Taking a more flexible gear, we're now down at about 30 miles an hour. Traffic lights are currently green. I'm checking my mirrors. Yellow box junction is clear. I have space, so I can flow to the centre disc, and you will see Winnall, or an abbreviation of it, is marked on the white paint there. Scanning, just checking that the motorway is flowing, which it is, and the single amber light instructs us to bring the car to a stop. Just taking the car out of gear. Car restarts, 3 mirror sweep. You see Winnall written on the floor there again, very clearly. And there, the lane. Centre line marking to the passenger side of the car, that keeps us neatly in our lane. We're signalling we're going to continue on round, and at this point there's the M3. We change our right signal to a left signal as we intend to take the next exit. So we're now sitting on the bridge over the top of the M3, so I'm scanning left and right, and I can see that the M3 is flowing very freely this morning. So I'm not anticipating large volumes of traffic to be piling off at the junction or the next slip road ahead of us. So a quick scan of the motorway, even if you don't intend using that motorway, can just tell you an awful lot about what's going on with the traffic flow and the rest of your journey and how that may impact on you. So today, I'm not expecting anything unusual, given that the motorway is flowing well. 3 mirrors scanning now, before moving the car forward. So we're positioned, we've got a signal on, mirrors signal position, speed phase, taking the gear, so I'm short shifting to second gear ahead of the on slip there, just so I'm in a flexible gear to drive through that hazard. New road, new mirrors,